What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here at BNC Outdoors. Cool little video here today, something I've seen a lot of stuff about online and saw good feedback on it, but I wanted to try it for myself. So I gave some nose jammer a try. And we've all seen it. We don't know if it's a gimmick or not, but I wanted to try it for myself. Saw a lot of good reviews. Wanted to give it a shot myself, so I intentionally hunted one of my tree stands on a really marginal wind or a wrong wind for a couple of days. And so stick with me, let me show you the results of kind of what I saw, my experience with nose jammer, and you can decide for yourself what you think. All right, so the nose jammer, I want to show you kind of how I set everything up, my preparation. So obviously I have the can of nose jammer. I use Scentaway body wash shampoo. I showered in that before I went hunting. I washed my clothes in the Dead Downwind laundry detergent. All of my clothing fresh out of the washer. I use Dead Downwind antiperspirant deodorant, scent free. And I used the field spray to spray my clothes before I left for the hunt that morning. I put all of my clothing after it was washed in a tote, kept it in there, try to keep it scent free as possible. All right, so I've made it to and I've parked. I've got my nose jammer here. I know it's dark. I'm gonna just kind of stand in front of it downwind and mist myself. Just a little spritz. It smells kind of like vanilla, but just all over. And then when I get up to my tree stand, I'm gonna spray me a line on the bottom of my tree. And then when I get up in the tree stand, I'm gonna spray it on the tree behind me as well. So we'll see how that goes. Map here, I've got a northwest wind and the temperature is gonna be dropping throughout the day. So I got no thermals playing into it, and this is a morning hunt. No thermals are gonna help me out here. And I have a northwest wind. Here's a side-by-side video. You can see there at the X, that's my stand. I'm drawing some arrows here. That's the deer trail that comes in front of me. So the wind is blowing directly at this line. These deer cross right in front of me at this T. There's 3 trails that intersect directly in front of me. So the wind is blowing very close to that. I'll show you kind of how that's set up here, where it's blowing. You can see at the T here, that's the 3 trails intersect. And the wind is blowing just right here. I mean, right next to where those 3 trails intersect, just to the left of it. Now, see, I have a deer right here in front of me. And I mean, the wind is almost blowing right at him. It's a young buck, but we're just gonna kind of sit here and just keep watching him for a moment. All right, now watch this deer. Look here. This is in my scent zone right now. 100% in my scent zone. And I mean, this is a young buck. Younger deer are a little bit more stupid. They don't notice these things. But that wind, I mean, he's walking right into my scent zone right now, without question. I have absolutely no doubts that he's in my scent zone. And he's standing right there. That where he's standing at right now is 100% downwind to me. I know he's just a 4-point, so he's not a mature deer, but that 4-point, 100%. And like I said, this morning my thermals are diving toward the ground because it's going to be slowly cooling off as the day goes on. So that deer 100% walked through my scent zone. the next day and I have the same exact wind as yesterday. I hear this deer after I grunt. I hear this deer coming through the trees and grass, and I go ahead and get my gun up, and it's a 2.5-year-old 8-point. He's a pretty nice little deer. But I will say this: he is older than the last deer that walked, than the small buck that walked through my scent zone yesterday. Now watch this deer. Over the next minute or two, you'll notice this deer sticking his nose in the air and sniffing right there a lot. Now right here, the deer is standing in my scent zone. No question, he is in my scent zone. It is just broke daylight, as you can tell. The video is a little grainy due to low light conditions. So he's stopping, he's looking around, he's smelling. Like I said, watch this deer. You're gonna notice that he sniffs of what's going on a lot. Sniff. Watch, he sniffs. Sniff. Sniffs again. Head up in the air, sniffing. I mean, he is constantly sniffing. Like I said, he is directly downwind of me. And I honestly think this may be the difference in between the really young buck from yesterday and this being an older, maybe slightly smarter deer, is that I think he smells me, or he smells the nose jammer, and it's making him slightly uneasy, but he doesn't know what it is. He sniffs some more. He knows something is up, but he just does not know what. And my wind, like I said, I'll say it again, my wind is blowing directly at him. Here he finally decides to walk off. You can see a doe to the right of my feeder. See the feeder hanging in the tree? If you look to the right, you can see a doe back there. This doe comes up. She's downwind of me, mind you. Her and her young one. She starts up the trail and then she turns around and goes back down the trail. She doesn't commit. But she also does not spook, which I found to be interesting. The wind's blowing directly at her as well. little bit later, I have this young deer walk right under me. This is directly downwind of me as well, a little small buck, but it's a young deer. So, I mean, I would kind of expect young deer to get tricked a little easier. Another young deer, a different young deer, downwind of me. This one may be a little more marginal, but is walking directly toward my scent zone. Right here, for sure, I have a buck chasing a doe. He runs directly through my scent zone, which he's rutting, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Another young deer, and that mama doe that turned around went back down that trail earlier because they knew something was up. They have turned around and they came back again. They want some corn from that feeder, but I think that mama doe, same way, she's an older deer, she thinks something is up. The young one comes right on in, the mama stands back there. She semi-commits, but she is constantly on alert, looking ahead as if she knows something is up. She turns around and they walk off again. A little while later, got a couple more really young deer. Walk directly downwind right under my tree stand. But there was about 6 or 8 deer there that I felt walked very close to or through my scent zone. My takeaway from what I saw is that the younger deer, 100% the nose jammer worked on them. They were walking right downwind of me. They paid no attention, they did not blow, they did not run off. The other thing that I noticed, I think the older doe and the 2.5-year-old 8-point buck, both of those, I think they knew something was up, but they didn't know what. So the one benefit that I can see from the nose jammer in a bad wind is the deer don't know what they smell, so they're not going to alert other deer. So you might, I think, that you're going to get less blows at you. Older does, bucks getting blowed out and alerting the other deer. However, I do think if they come downwind of you, they're going to know something's up. They're smart enough to know something is up, and they may not commit to coming in. So you may not see that deer. However, they may also not alert every other deer in your area that you're there by blowing and stomping and going on. So I think there could be a benefit to using the nose jammer, just to mask your scent and to stop the high alert from happening, which is a disaster, as we all know. Sometimes it'll kill your hunt, sometimes it don't. I don't pay a terrible amount of attention to it, but I hate it when it happens nonetheless. So I think it could help you, keep you from getting blowed at. But the deer might not commit to you, to coming into your area. So if a big buck walks downwind of you, he's probably not gonna come in. You're not gonna see that deer that day. So if you're hunting a big buck, does it really benefit you? I don't know. But it might stop an old doe from alerting a big buck that's not downwind of you from your location, and he might not skirt around you. So take that how you will, use that information as you will. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it shared a little, or shined a little light on nose jammer and maybe more of its capabilities for you or not for you. You be the judge of that. Thank you guys for watching. If you wouldn't mind, hit that like button for us. Support us on our channel. And if you like hunting videos and
gun videos, fishing videos, all outdoor videos. We do all of that right here at BNC Outdoors. So hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, follow us along. We're uploading videos all the time, and I hope to bring you more good content. Again, thank you guys for watching.